punished his son to punish him. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith rips NFL teams for using Shedeur Sanders to hurt Deion Sanders. Shedeur Sanders was supposed to be a top quarterback in the 2025 NFL Draft. Instead, he watched his phone stay silent through 3 rounds, then 4. When Cleveland finally called with the 144th pick, the moment felt less like salvation and more like confirmation of what everyone already suspected. Something had gone terribly wrong. Why does Stephen A. Smith think teams intentionally waited to select Shedeur Sanders? The Colorado quarterback's draft day collapse shocked even NFL insiders. Sanders entered the 2025 draft cycle projected as a potential top 3 quarterback. Yet he waited until day 3 to hear his name called. The Browns selected him in the 5th round. A stunning fall that immediately sparked questions about what teams saw in their evaluations. As training camp progresses, Sanders continues battling for position in Cleveland's competitive quarterback room. The once presumed early first-rounder now faces an uphill climb to prove he belongs on an NFL roster. What did Jimmy Haslam say about the surprising pick? Browns owner Jimmy Haslam offered insight into the team's decision-making process during a recent media session. The unexpected selection initially caught Haslam off guard, but his candid response revealed the internal discussions that led to Sanders joining Cleveland. "If you'd have told me Friday night, driving home, y'all are gonna pick Shedeur, I would have said, that's not happening," Haslam said. "But we had a conversation early that morning, and then we had a conversation later that day. I think we had the right people involved in the conversation," he continued. "At the end of the day, that's Andrew Berry's call. Andrew made the call to pick Shedeur, just like who's gonna start or what play we're gonna call is coach. Kevin Stefanski's call, but that's Andrew's call. He made the call." Haslam's comments underscore the unexpected nature of the pick, while making clear that general manager Andrew Berry drove the decision. However, the owner's surprise mirrors the broader NFL community's reaction to Sanders' dramatic slide. Why? Does Stephen A. Smith believe teams targeted Deion Sanders? ESPN's Stephen A. Smith delivered a scathing assessment of the draft process during a First Take segment, arguing that NFL teams deliberately punished Shedeur to get back at his father, Colorado head coach Deion Sanders. The veteran analyst believes personal animosity toward Deion influenced how teams evaluated his son. Smith didn't mince words about what he believes drove Sanders' fall, calling out NFL decision-makers for their approach. "I will proclaim to you on national television that so much of what happened to Shedeur Sanders at draft day, to drop to the 144th overall pick, a 5th rounder," said Smith, when initially he was projected to be a top 2 or 3 quarterback taken in the draft. Smith continued, to have all of that happen to him. Those are people that were hell-bent on making sure that Deion Sanders didn't get his way. They went and they punished his son to punish him. Deion knows it, I know it, anybody with sense know it. We've all heard it covering this league. And that had a lot to do with it. It was personal. The ESPN personality continued his criticism, suggesting that Deion's public comments and interviews created resentment throughout NFL front offices. Smith believes this animosity directly impacted how teams viewed Shedeur's draft stock. "It wasn't some collusion that was going on. They didn't have to," said Smith, "because universally they watched the interviews. They saw the way Deion Sanders was speaking, and that's what broke his heart. I'm telling you what I know." Smith's theory centers on the idea that NFL executives took personal offense to Deion's approach throughout the pre-draft process. The analyst believes this created an unofficial but widespread resistance to selecting Shedeur early. It broke his heart because he knew there's no way that his son was going to fall to the 5th round if it wasn't for people that was taking shots at him, Smith continued. The accusations paint a picture of an NFL draft influenced by personal relationships and grudges rather than pure talent evaluation. Whether Smith's theory holds water remains a matter of debate, but the dramatic nature of Sanders' fall certainly supports the argument that something unusual occurred. Now, in Cleveland, Sanders faces the challenge of proving his worth against Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, and fellow 2025 draftee Dillon Gabriel. The quarterback competition gives him a legitimate opportunity to earn the starting job, regardless of where he was selected. The draft might be over for Sanders, but his chance to prove doubters wrong is just beginning.